Good eve good evening and welcome to the Tuesday, November 14th, 2023 meeting of the Ashland Zoning Board of Appeals. In accordance with the governor's order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, General Laws, Chapter 30A, Section 20, this public meeting is available in remote form. Please be advised that this meeting is being recorded and broadcast by WACA-TV. To participate remotely, the link information and the meeting ID and passcode is listed on the agenda that has been posted at Town Hall and on the town's website. And there is also a telephone number for you to dial in on a telephone if you so desire. First order of business will be to call the meeting to order. I, John Trefethen, am present.
Hi, Brian Forrestone, present.
Hi, Nathan Bandon, present.
Hi, Stuart Siegel, I'm present.
And we are also joined by our assistant town planner this evening, Alvaro Esperanza. Welcome, everybody. And we have one public hearing on the agenda this evening. I will read the notice that was published in the Metro West Daily News on two separate occasions. A public hearing involving 7 Cedar Hill Road variance. The Ashland Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing to hear the petition from Justin Ferraro, requests the variance per Chapter 40A, Section 9, actually Section 10 of the Massachusetts Zoning Act, and Chapter 282, Sections 4.1.3, parenthesis, general dimensional requirements, accessory structures, close parenthesis, and 9.2, parenthesis, Board of Appeals, close parenthesis, of the Ashland Bylaws to allow for the installation of a detached accessory structure that shall be 30 feet by 30 feet, cover 30.4% of the existing rear yard. The proposed accessory structure will be greater than the allowed 30% coverage of either the required or actual yard. Second, the petition proposed the accessory structure be located 5 feet from the rear property line, thus 5 feet into the required rear property line setback of 10 feet. The property in question is located at 7 Cedar Hill Road, Assessors Map 14, Block 198, and in the residential zoning district A. Do we have the applicant here this evening?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, fine. I couldn't see you. That's all, Mr. Ferraro. Thank you.
How are you?
Oh, there you are.
You're here. I'm here.
Okay, great. I just want to point out that there were 2 errors in the published public meeting notice. The first is that a variance is in Chapter 48, Section 10, and not Section 9. Section 9 deals with special permits. Section 10 deals with variance. And later on in the public meeting notice, it says that be located 5 feet from the rear property line, thus 5 feet into the required rear property line setback of 10 feet. I believe in a residential RA district, the rear property line is 30 feet, not 10 feet.
Yeah,
Is that correct, Alvaro? I know the Mr. Ferraro was shaking his head, yes. And I know on the application, that's what it says. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page and know what we're dealing with this evening.
Yeah, correct, John.
Okay. Okay, the applicant is Justin Ferraro, who is present this evening. Welcome, Mr. Ferraro. My name is John Trefethen. I'm the chairman of the Zoning Board of Appeals, and we are joined by Brian Forrestall and Nathan Band, members of the ZBA, and Stuart Siegel, an associate member of the ZBA. We have your application to the Zoning Board of Appeals, a letter from our building commissioner dated October 17th, 2023, which denied your request for a building permit and set forth what needed to be done. We have a letter from P.N. Associates, Inc., which was filed with the town clerk on October 19th of this year. We have a site plan prepared by P.N. Associates, Inc. of Shrewsbury, Massachusetts, also recorded on October 19th. And we have a design by L.R. Designs of 7 Cedar Hill Road for garage plans and elevations. And we also have a printed maps online document dated October 17th, which shows the property at 7 Cedar Hill Road, together with the other surrounding neighborhood properties. The way we would like to proceed, Mr. Ferraro, is we'll allow you to make your presentation. Board members will then have an opportunity to ask questions of you. If there are any members of the public who wish to be heard, they will have an opportunity to be heard. We may then ask more questions, and then the board will discuss the matter with what our thoughts are and make certain decisions based on that, if that's okay. And with that being said, Mr. Ferraro, I will turn the meeting over to you.
Okay, great. Thank you. I just want to thank everybody for their time tonight. We are in the process of purchasing that. It was my grandfather's house who passed away. We're looking for this variance because the garage that's actually there now, it's very small. Obviously, it's not even usable to put my wife's car in. And we're basically just looking to put a nice 2-car garage up that we can park both our vehicles in, the kids' toys, bikes, and just have a nice storage space for a garage, basically. The location on the property, it's probably the best fit for it. To give you an ample room to back out of the garage and be able to drive out to the road without any problems. I think that's about it.
Okay. Under the section 10 of chapter 48 variances, the board would have to make certain findings in order to grant a variance. And what that section says is that the board basically has to find that a variance from the terms of the applicable zoning ordinance or bylaw, where such permit granting authority specifically finds that owing to circumstances relating to the soil conditions, shape, or topography of such land or structures, and especially affecting such land or structures, but not affecting generally the zoning district in which it is located, a literal enforcement of the provisions of the ordinance or bylaw would involve substantial hardship, financial or otherwise, to the petitioner, and that desirable relief may be granted without substantial detriment to the public good and without nullifying or substantially derogating from the intent or purpose of such ordinance or bylaw. So can you perhaps address some of what I've just read as far as how either the condition, the shape, the topography of the land would require or qualify for a variance?
Well, there's really no room. If we were to put a garage larger where the existing garage is, it would be nowhere close to meeting the setback on the side of the house. You'd never get a 2-car garage there. I kind of feel that, you know, I mean, I guess some sort of hardship would be, you know, wintertime. We have 3 little kids. I'm gone plowing snow almost, you know, all hours of the night. It would be nice for my wife to be able to get in a car and one less thing for her to worry about. I mean, I know it's a luxury, but it's one less thing she would have to worry about in the winter months. And it's really the only place on that lot to put such a garage. I mean, both our vehicles are larger, so that's how we came up with the size. And you know, and the kids' toys, I mean, they grow by the day, I think.
Okay. Why don't I open it up for questions from other members of the board? And Brian, why don't we start with you? Do you have any questions for Mr. Ferraro?
Yes, I do. I'm trying to look at the plans that were submitted and then looking at the Google Maps and stuff, and it looks like your house on the right side of the property line as you face the house sits pretty close to the property line. Am I seeing that correctly?
Yes. Yeah.
And
Both sides.
in the
Both.
plans, are you planning on putting the garage in back to the right-hand side?
Well, it would be, you would access it from the left side. So the existing driveway, I was just
Yeah.
going to continue and it would hook to the right. Another, you know, the kids could play in the driveway there. You can see them from the kitchen. That's kind of, I'd be staying. Well, go ahead.
So you would drive behind the house?
Essentially, yeah. The existing garage on the left side of the house,
Yep.
that's coming down. And I would just
Oh.
continue the driveway and hook it to the right.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. I think and if I'm looking at the plan correctly, it looks like you're gonna be 5 feet off the back and 10 feet
Yes.
off the side. Okay.
Correct. Yep.
And you're gonna demo the shed that's there now?
Yeah, it's been there for 70 years. It's
Okay.
time to come down.
Yeah, I got you. That's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nathan, questions?
No, I think you hit on my main point with the required section 10 ruling. So I
Okay.
think
Um, sure. And Stu, any questions from you?
I just wanted to know if your architect had any other options to build this structure so that it would fit within the various setbacks that are required.
No, we tried a couple different options, and this came out to be the best fit for a 2-car garage.
Can you expand on that explanation? I mean, what's the best fit? Did the architect say, yes, I could do it? and you would be legal to do it? Or is this just your personal preference to have it done this way?
No, I mean, we went over, allowing enough room to back out of the garage and safely be able to turn the car around versus if you say you took the existing garage down and went straight on, there's a screened in porch there that if you met the setbacks, even if I went for this variance on that side of the property, you wouldn't be able to safely back out of the garage. You'd be backing essentially right next to the screened in porch. So it really wasn't feasible to do it any other way. Because we definitely explored other options.
Any other questions, Stu?
No, sir.
Okay, Mr. Farrar, I note that this is a pre-existing non-conforming use property in a number of different areas. The lot frontage size in a residential A district now is 150 feet. You have 90 feet. Lot area, 30,000 required. Yours is 12,600 square feet. You do meet the 40-foot front setback, and you do meet the side setbacks on both sides. And as of now, you meet the rear setback. So the lot is significantly smaller than a regular sized lot in the residential A district. What is in back of your property?
It's all woods. Woods that lead out to the other side of Winter Street.
Okay. So when I look at the map, or not really the map, it's the print of the I guess an aerial view of the lots. There's nothing immediately behind you, and many of the other lots in the area look like they're probably non-conforming as far as size because it's an older neighborhood. In looking at the plan, I mean, 5 feet is a very small distance from a property line. And I see where the side boundaries referenced in a dotted line. So as I look at the plan, would the entrance to the proposed garage be in the front or be on the left side of the drawing?
It would be on the left side. It would be on the left side of the drawing.
Okay. I mean, just from looking at it, it would look like the garage could be moved 30 feet away from the rear property line and still have room for cars to get in and out, but they would be obviously much closer to the existing screened porch.
Yeah.
Not ideal, perhaps, from you, but okay. One of the things I'm troubled by, Mr. Ferraro, and I won't speak for my fellow board members, but I suspect they may be as well, is that the criteria for granting variances is very, very restrictive. Variances are not looked fondly upon. And typically in past occasions where we have granted a variance, it's because a soil condition is such that part of the property perhaps is tends to gather water, or there may be a pipeline underneath the lawn, so something you can't build where otherwise you'd be able to build, or the topography is such that there are slopes or hills or something like that, or it's an odd shaped lot, and the lot looks to be a fairly rectangular lot. So I'm having a difficult time trying to figure out how what you're requesting fits within one of those exemptions that would allow us to give you a variance. And again, it looks, again, and I haven't measured it, but it would appear that you could move the garage closer to the house, although not ideal, perhaps to where the existing screened porch is. It would fit. At which point, again, I'm having a hard time grasping that. Brian, Nathan, Stu, I'm sorry. Yes, go ahead, sir.
You actually just reminded me of the other reason why. If you look to where the bulkhead is, the sewer service actually comes out of there and hooks to the right and goes right around the side of the house on that side. That was the other reason why I had it pushed back.
Okay.
So
you have a septic system or town sewer?
Town sewer.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Brian, questions?
No, I see what you're doing with the layout and trying to take advantage of, your whole property, and I get that, but our hands are tied, as a zoning board, in allowing people to build in those setbacks unless the circumstances that John was talking about take place. And, having to relocate a sewer line, or some of the things that you mentioned don't meet that criteria. So we wouldn't be able, this board, our hands are kind of tied in letting people build in the setbacks. I know that's not a question, but that's kind of what this comes down to typically is, we're not allowed to let people do what you're trying to do. And I realize, I see on the map that you back up to, looks like the Sparks property, and then, which is 3 acres of woods and wet. But even despite that, we're still not supposed to let people build in the setbacks without giant good reasons. That's all I got. Nathan, Stuart, you guys got anything?
Just a quick apology. My computer froze, so I did not hear the applicant's answer, starting with the sewer service. Do you mind just summarizing that very briefly?
Yeah, I was just saying that the sewer service actually comes out next to the bulkhead, goes out to a clean out by the stairs at the screen porch, goes to the right, and then loops right around the right side of the property.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, I just did some very informal measuring to move the proposed garage to the 30-foot rear setback. And again, it's very informal, so I'm just going by the scale that your designer designed. And yeah, the bulkhead would, the sewer situation line would probably be a problem to do it there. Again, I'd like to help you out, but I don't see where we. I mean, even if we define that the sewer line and everything would prohibit moving it to the 30-foot, there would still be, 10 or 15 feet that you could come back from. So you could be 20 feet from the rear rather than only 5 feet. But again, we don't have any of that on the drawings. So I don't think I'm going to be able to help you with this, Mr. Ferraro. Sorry.
Okay.
Nathan, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I don't see how we fit this particular case into the requirements of Section 10.
Okay. And Mr. Farrar, this is probably no consolation for you, but because the law is so restrictive, this board grants very, very few variances. Okay. Brian, based on your questions and statements, I assume you're opposed to the variance being granted?
I apologize, but I have to be. Yeah.
Oh, no, I understand. No, I understand. I think we all are. I just wanted to be certain.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Mr. Ferraro, what we're going to do is we're going to ask Mr. Esparza, the assistant town planner, to draft a decision consistent with what we have talked about. Although, let me say this, let me apologize just for a moment, because I see there are two people watching online, and I will open the matter for public comment if they would like to be heard. I did not mean to cut you off without any public comment if you wish to be heard. So the name on the screen is Laurel Sparks. If you'd like, if you'd like to be heard, that's fine. And if not, you don't have to. But I suddenly realized I was moving along and not giving the public an opportunity to speak, which is certainly not what a municipal board ought to do.
Yeah, well, my husband and I own 82 Pine Hill Road, which is the property right behind 7 Cedar Hill. And I think our only comment is
we have there is a much beloved vernal pool back there that I don't think comes all that close to the property in question, but that's the one thing that we care about.
It's our only as abutters, that would be our only concern, is that the wetland would not be affected by.
But as I said, I don't think, from my memory and looking at this map of the various plot boundaries and whatnot, I don't think it comes all that close. But that would be the only thing that we'd be concerned about.
Okay. Well, again, thank you for that. And again, my apologies for almost overlooking you. Okay. Anything else? If not, we will. Okay, very good. Thank you. Mr. Ferraro, as I was saying, is there a motion to close public comment? I think I need to have that.
So
probably. Second?
Seconded.
Okay. I, John DeFeather, vote in favor.
Aye, Brian Forrest, I'll vote in favor.
I, Nathan Band, vote in favor.
Okay, and Mr. Ferraro, what we're going to do, we're going to ask Mr. Ferraro to write a draft decision. And we will, at our next meeting, which will be on November 28th, we will review the decision and finalize it. And it will be a denial of the request for a variance.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Motion to continue the hearing to November 28th.
So moved.
So moved.
Okay. And I, John Trefethan, vote in favor.
I, Brian Forrest, all vote in favor.
I, Nathan Band, vote in favor.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ferraro. Good luck.
Thanks.
Okay, next item on the agenda is approval or consideration of our meeting minutes from our September 26th, 2023 meeting. Alvaro sent those out to us for review, and thank you once again, Alvaro, for using the minutes with the numbered lines, making it much easier to review and make any proposed changes. Did anyone have any proposed changes? Alvaro, did you hear from anyone?
No, I did not receive any changes on the minutes.
Very good. I had none as well. Stu, you all set with those?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and Brian as well?
Yep.
Okay, then is there a motion to approve the September 26th, 2023 minutes?
So
So
moved.
moved.
And is there a second?
I second that.
Okay, I, John Trefethan, vote in favor.
I, Brian Forrest, all vote in favor.
I, Nathan Band, vote in favor.
I, Stuart Siegel, vote in favor.
Excellent. Then brings us to number 4 item on the agenda, which is staff updates and administrative matters. Alvaro, is there anything to report in that regard?
As of now, I don't have any updates, John.
Okay. Very good. Then we will be back on November 28th to review and finalize the decision. Anybody have anything else?
Nope.
Don't all speak at once, so we can perhaps have a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
And is there
I
a second? I, John Trefethan, vote in favor.
I, Brian Forrest, all vote in favor.
I, Nathan Band, vote in favor.
I, Stuart Siegel, vote in favor.
Excellent. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, don't eat too much turkey so you can all come back on November 28th.
Right, great. Thank you.
Thank you,
as well.
WACA. Bye-bye.
Bye.